Alrighty, so I'm back. This is part 4. I think it's part 4. Um, so we left off here. We had zoom this in. Alright, yeah, their beard. Okay, we had already come up with the arms, hair, head, breast, and chin. Breast and chin. That's what I meant. So, from the top of the paper, let's assume this is the top. Let's also assume that I already have my pen out. Okay, so we've safely assumed that I already have my pen out. So let's say this is the top of the square, right there. So that is 8 units for the fingers, and then 10 units for the arm, so 8 plus 10, that's 18 units. And then we follow this over here. This takes up 1 unit, right there. So that's 8, 10, so 18, 19 units. So this whole section, so the whole upper portion of her torso takes 19 units. So I'm just going to write that over here, upside down. I hope that's the right way. Yeah, that's the right way around. And I'm going to draw that on here, just so that I know how much this is. Okay. Now we're doing a 64 division. So that's 19 out of 64. That's pretty good. That leaves us a lot of space to do the rest of the body and wings. So I still haven't decided yet if I want to do legs, like complete legs, or if I want to do just a dress, as in this, where it's only like, it's just a thigh, essentially, so you don't have to worry about making the calves. So, anyways, from here, we're going to figure out where the placement of the hips are, so where the thighs actually start. So, let's go to the next page. Nope, we're going to the next page. Nope, that's other stuff there. Okay, so the next page. Turn this around for you. So if this is the top of the square, I'm just going to count down, so that's, well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So I'm going to extend this up 1 here, call this 19 units. So that's the whole upper section of the torso. This way I don't have to draw it on again. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the drawing, or the sketch of her here. So on this sketch we've got, if we count from the, I don't want to use marker or pen on there, I'm going to use pencil. If I'm counting from the center of the breast down to, let's say, her hips, which is going to be right about there, that is down 3 units and then like 1.5. So I'm just going to call that 2 units. So 3 to 2, that's 5 units. Now what I did in Husky Problems, that's this one. If you count from the tip of the breast, or the center of the breast from here, it's down 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 units, and that's where the what's it called? The hips are. So I guess the hinge point between the torso and legs. So on here, I'm going to count 5 units down. So there's 2, 4, and then 5 units down. And this is going to be the hinge point for the legs. And I'm going to call this half, like that. Okay, so this is the hinge point for the legs. I'm going to just draw a little arrow. I'm not going to draw that arrow, that's going to confuse us later. I'm just going to write hips here. There we go. Alright, so if that's the hip, now we take a look at our drawing, or our sketch again, and see how long a thigh is. A thigh is 6 units. So we count down another, and I don't think I didn't do that on here, because on here I had it angled down like this, so that doesn't come out to be 6 units, but it still looked pretty good. So we might end up doing this, I'm not sure yet. It depends on how much paper I end up with at the end. So for the, I say so a lot, don't I? I gotta change that. Moving on. From the hips, we're going to count down 6 units. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Right there. So that will be the knee. Right about where the knee is. Her knee is. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and write 5 and 6 on here. And 6. Just so that I know, I don't have to keep counting lines. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mark that. So that's where the knee is. And by the way, we don't need any boxes in this section because we don't have any appendages we're making. This is just going to be an empty section. And this number, this 6, might change depending on how much space I end up with. So we have 19 units here, then 5 units here, that's 24, and then 6 units here, that's 30 units, which is just less than half the square, which again, that's pretty good for getting the torso and almost all the legs, all of the legs into form. So the legs are going, or sorry, the calves are going to be 5 or 6 units long as well. So I'm going to call it 6 right now, because I can always bump it down to 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 units. There is the ankle. And K-L-E. There we go. And that is 6 units. Yeah, that was a really bad 6. Moving on. And again, I'm going to just draw a dashed line along here. And by the way, these dashed lines are just so that I can keep track of the sections, because you don't want to have to just keep counting lines every time. Alright, so there's the ankle. The feet On the drawing, they're 3 units long. Don't worry about that. We'll burn that bridge when we get there. Alright, now what's going to happen is, with the wings, see, I'll draw this over here. If we have this is a excellent stick figure, by the way. That is the model stick figure. Wings are going to come out, we want them to come out her upper back, so like by her shoulder blades. And by the way, I decided I'm going to use these kinds of wings here, where you can see all the feathers, instead of the wavy wings. Obviously, if you make this yourself, and by the way, I'll upload the final crease pattern so you guys can fold it yourself. If you decide to make the wavy wings, you're going to have really huge wings, and there's nothing wrong with that. I love big wings. Large wings look good, as long as they're not too large. So, these are going to come out the upper back near the shoulder blades. So that means we need to count the number of units in each leg, as well as the number of units up to where the shoulder blades are. So it's 6 for the calves, 6 for the thighs, and then 5 units to the center of the breasts. So that's going to be 6, 12, 17 units. So I'm just going to go like this, 17 units. Which means that right here at the ankle line, we're going to flip the paper backwards on itself. So if the paper continues going down this way, we're going to bring it behind the model and back up 17 units to make the wings. So that means the wings are going to come out 17 units back this way. So we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They'll come out right there at the center of the breast, which is, if you feel on yourself, is right about where your shoulder blades are. So this will work excellent. Now, that means that we're going to have 17 units below this ankle line. So I'm going to count 17 units that way. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 units right there. Alright. Now, we do need space to actually make the wings. So this is the conundrum we find ourselves in. It takes quite a lot of space to make wings like this. And I'll definitely walk you through how to do this. It's kind of confusing figuring out how much paper is needed to make a certain size wing, but we will go step by step into that. So let's add all this together again and see where we're at. We got 19 units, plus 5, that's 24, plus 6, that's 30, plus another 6 is 36, plus 17, it's Friday, and I don't feel like doing math in my head. Yeah, I know, we Americans are lazy. Alright, that's 53 units. Now, we have 64 units to work with. And it's going to take more, aren't it? Yeah, so we got 64 minus 53. That means we've got 11 units left down here at the bottom of the square. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So this is our leftover, whoops, sorry. This is the leftover space that we have. Now, this is why I wasn't sure if I wanted to do full legs or if I wanted to have her kneeling. If I have her kneeling, then I can take out 6 units from here, add them down here, and 2 units from here and add them down here. So that will make this number, instead of 11, it'll be 17, it'll be 19. That's not 19. This is 19. If I do that. Sorry, if I have her kneeling. Now, we haven't even added in the paper that's going to be required to make the rose in her hands, or sorry, the heart in her hands. So, I'm not entirely sure what to do at this point. As I said in the introduction video, if you watched that one, I'm going to include all my revisions, so you'll actually see what's going through my brain.